Oh, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wondrous people have agreed to come and game with me this evening, and that makes me very happy. Speaking of these wonderful people, hello. Speaking of these wonderful people, let's introduce them. I'm going to do you first this time because I never do you first. Back, Kyle, speed introduction. That was it. Like I'm on amphetamines.
Okay, outstanding. You're not on, are you? Though I can't
No,
play a game
just
that
caffeine.
fast.
Just
Okay,
lots and lots of caffeine.
okay. Do your movement. Do your shot. Do no. Howdy, folks. I am slightly more present than I have been before. I've got the game coming up, our Deadlands Reloaded, titled "The Last Hurrah of Honest John Rackham," on November 22nd. Really looking forward to that. I've got a really great cast. Other than that, you can find me here until we finally find that motherfucker and burn him to the ground. However many sessions that takes, and then I'm sure there'll be another game that I will jump into because I missed it and I love it, and this is a great community.
Right?
There's the Discord link right there. So
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
aren't part of the Discord, you should be part of the Discord. It's a really great community, very supportive, and they will get you in a game if you want to play. If you want to run, they'll get you a game.
Wow. I got nothing left to say. You took all my bits. Thank you. I appreciate that. For that, I'm going to let you shoot me in your Deadlands game. Next.
That was going to happen anyway.
Oh, I know.
Let.
Yeah, I got a loud. I'm playing a loudmouth, explosive New Yorker who's got some issues. So yeah, I don't expect to. Honestly, I probably won't live through the one shot, but that's okay. That's what one shots are for. Bison_Stonefist. You're next. What are you doing? Where can we find you? There you are.
Well, what I'm doing is a lot actually. Right now it's me feedback today. Tomorrow it's me, Mr. Box. On Wednesdays it's me, Linus Longshadow. And then on Tuesdays it's me playing video games. I won't be playing Linus this week because trip.
Yep.
But this Tuesday will probably be the last time I stream Vermintide 2 before the release of Darktide, and then I'm going to be obsessed with that for the next 3 months.
Okay, cool. Removed a ban. Oh boy, don't get me started. Please just tell me you didn't do it to Kalina again, because that was me. But yeah. Next. Holy cow, they're everywhere. All right, next. We saved him for last because he's last on the screen in Zoom and for no other reason whatsoever. Roosbar, what are you up to?
Somewhat less present than usual. Mike, what time on Tuesdays?
6 p.m.
I'm gonna be there with you.
Might be a little bit earlier and probably for a little bit longer because I don't work that night this time.
There you go. Vermintidinous
Well,
behaviors.
I'm gonna be. I'll be playing some Vermintide with you on Tuesday. Then sounds
Play
like
some rats.
There you go.
We'll co-stream that. I think.
Yeah.
There we go. Like that is as much planning as ever necessary. For,
yeah, as much planning as we've done ever.
Speaking of which,
hey,
thank you. Speaking of that, rats. Yeah, I know what you're getting at, Hellhounds. Yeah, we'll talk to him tomorrow night. We're going to talk him into running a game for us. I just got to find a day. But speaking of other shows, I don't normally talk about the other shows because I want you to focus on this one. But on the 19th of November, we've got a show coming up. That's 1 week from tonight, actually. So next week, we won't actually be playing this game next week because we're doing a charity event. But pretty much nothing else about it has been set in stone yet. It will be 1 week from tonight from 6 till 8 o'clock, our normal times, the Pacific times. I don't know who my cast is going to be yet. I'm not quite sure what format we're running, and there's a whole bunch of other questions, so this is going to be fun. And we're first. We're starting off the charity stream, and we're the only actual play. Everybody else is going to be playing video games after us. So many of the people that are tuning into the charity stream, we may very well be their very first role-playing game experience. So that's going to be fun. Especially who some of the possible guests are. So, but tune in 1 week from tonight to check that out. I don't even know what's going to happen yet. I honestly don't. So, but other than that, let's get this out of the way. Art for the 3 characters that are here tonight is done using Hero Forge. The character that isn't here tonight did their own art. There, done. Let's play. Moose. The last time we saw Moose, just got home from the last adventure, back from space, back from splashdown in the Indian Ocean, the fancy yacht trip back to the city, up the dock, across town, that weird sort of, hey, I'm home feeling. You live in what, an apartment or a house? Where does Moose live?
It's just like a small apartment, very sparse.
Okay, good. That's what I said.
Little thing, yeah.
When you get home and you unlock your door and open it, your apartment's empty. All your shit is gone. The only thing in there is a wooden table that's not yours and some old school 2-dimensional holograms, like the ones you have to look into, like a
Yeah.
Polaroid frame that you have to look into and they look like a box behind it, taped to the table. That's all you can tell from the door.
Okay, well, yeah. First thing I'm gonna do is use my my outlaw to check for traps and shit.
Yep. Give me a give me a you got skills, so give me a with advantage.
There's
Okay. You kind of look around and start thinking about getting out your gear to scan. And as you look down to pull out your little belt pouch, you see just a little beam of light across the doorway, across the threshold of the door. It's a laser equivalent of a tripwire. It's only about that far off the floor.
yeah. Gonna bypass that.
You just step over it. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As you step into your place, you said it's small, so a couple steps in, you can start to see into these 3D images on the table. They're friends and family, shot from extremely long distance. In fact, you kind of look a little closer. They're screenshots from a sniper rifle scope. And they're all taped to the table.
Well, most of those people will be like former servicemen.
Mm-hmm.
Just pretty much everybody is like people that I've associated with. Not a lot of actual friends.
Yep.
Mostly colleagues. But, comrades in arms
Mm-hmm.
in there.
Operators you'd share a beer with.
Yeah. Yeah. People I'd trust at my back. Fuck. I'm gonna pull out my phone and call like the first guy I can think of, one of my sergeant buddy.
Okay. So you put your phone.
Probably.
Yeah. Start dialing. You get 4 digits in, and that's the last thing you remember. The table explodes. And not even time to think. You're just gone. What you don't see, because you're gone, is that this whole section of apartment building has fallen. Because it's kind of a shitty place, there wasn't anybody here, so nobody's, no innocents were killed or maimed in this accident, because this is a role-playing game and that's how this works. But basically, the whole corner of your building hit the floor, hit the ground. And that's when your platinum dock wagon that you didn't even know you had went off. Your new boss doesn't worry about spending money. So what you don't see is dock wagons show up with cranes, earth-moving equipment, search dogs, people, and they take that building apart like it's a national emergency because you're a platinum dock wagon member. They pull out bits of you and then some more bits of you and then the last bits of you, and they scan the area and they scoop up another little bit that they missed. And they whisk you off to dock wagon
Found a
land,
finger, guys.
where they essentially reconstruct you. It's a weird process because you're not there and then suddenly bam, you're there again, and just it's pre-pain. It's like every single nerve is firing, but you don't know what pain is yet. It's kind of like tickling, burning, cold. It's all the sensations at once. Your skin apparently can only feel two things: pressure and temperature. But your skin is trying to create a third thing right now, and it's just creepy. It's crawling all over you, and it takes what feels like 7 forevers on a weekend for it to sort of connect. You come back, you can open your eyes, and you're in a pod in a hospital. You've seen these before. These are like they put you in here and let this, sort of let the whatever the equivalent of stem cells do their work before. This is a last ditch save pod, and it worked. As you sit up, that liquid drains from around you, and sitting across the room is one of the not the nice android that you guys talk to, or that these guys talk to, but the just that blank one that came to get the stuff before. They came to get the things that you'd stolen before, the horns and whatnot. Just this perfectly blank android standing in the corner that looks down at you and says, "Are you ready?"
Yeah. Push myself up.
You sit up, and as you do, you hear, and you look down, and which arm?
Right.
Your right arm. It's different. Yeah, that's definitely a prosthetic. Like you can feel the power that's there. You look around and find one of those hard plastic cups, like the hospital drop it from 20 stories and it's not going to crack kind of cups, and it just shatters.
Just processing whether this is like a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just sitting there, just going, getting used to figuring like I'm just doing this is.
Yeah, the android reaches over and flips open a cupboard door, and your armor is on a frame in there. But from there down on the right-hand side, the armor stops.
Yeah.
And you look down, and from there down where the prosthesis is all armored.
All right. Well, I knew this was going to be a thing at some point.
Yeah. And with that,
all right.
Yeah.
Armored up.
You climb into the gear. As you finish popping the last pieces of it on around your new prosthetic, the android just turns and leads you out the door of the hallway. This section of the hospital is absolutely deserted right now. You were the only one in this wing. And it's just click, 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 following this android down the hall. Even a hospital hallway, you feel it in your armor. I mean, you're big and you got all this armor on and this new arm, and the weapons are just festooned off of you. And they lead you upstairs to the roof of the hospital, and there's a helipad. And on it sits this disturbing looking contraption. It looks kind of like that yacht, and it's just kind of just barely here. It's just sort of an airfoil shape with a blade in the middle of it that's spinning. You climb in this weird shaped door and lay back in the couch, and you're gone. In the effort to save time, a short while later, you find yourself at a spaceport, essentially. But that's too fancy a word for it. You know the thing you've seen all over the internet recently where they fling stuff into space? The wheel, the centrifuge, and twing, off you go, apparently. I mean, not like it wouldn't crush you. It makes no sense to me, but never mind. Let's not talk about that. But yes, it's essentially a big one of those. You climb into a pod. You've heard of these before. It's a suborbital launch pod. And when you can feel the gel inside it thickening behind you as the pressure builds and builds and builds and builds. And even with that, your eyes are just bugging out of your skull. Your new arm is smashing against the side of the hull. You can kind of feel it and not feeling it at the same time. And then all of a sudden, wham, all that pressure is gone. You're just floating. And then even that starts to go away and you start to fall. Gone up so high that you can see out the little tiny window in front of you, the flames starting to flicker past from re-entry. And that just keeps building and building because there's no parachute. This is a plummet. This is the equivalent of a halo assault in a pod.
I've done this before.
Just thicker and thicker and shakier and shakier and shakier. And it's like pretty soon it's like it feels like you're pushing yourself through pudding as you fall. And then finally, because of that intense pressure, the parachute that has to open up is tiny. And it's just bam, and you slam into the bottom of the pod. Bam, the second one opens, and the third one, and the fourth one. Each one's slightly bigger than the one before, slowing you down just a fraction of time. You have an impression of incoming greenery, and then passing through greenery, and then an impact that is just, it's such a shock that even in the gel, you just sort of, your brain blanks visually and audibly for a moment. It's like you're just not there. It's just, and then you sort of come back from it. The door of the pod pops open, and you're staring the Amazon jungle in the face. In the distance ahead of you, you can hear, you see and hear two giant trees falling away from you.
Reaching back for some. There's my rifles.
Yep, everything's there. Yeah, all your gear is there.
Yeah, I'm not taking a step out of this thing without having a gun in my hand.
Oh yeah. And then out you go.
Out I go.
Into the forest. Your feet, I mean, with all this armor and weight on, you start to sink into the forest floor. But are you running, walking, sneaking? What are you doing? It's probably a kilometer away. A click.
It's a slow trudge. You think of like the cautious advance.
Absolutely.
Military. This is like I've done this before. This is like even in this kind of climate, this kind of possibly even the same country, whatever.
It's entirely possible. So give me
I've probably been here before.
Give me a looking around check. So have you got anything that's sort of perception or anything like that?
No, I don't know.
Your military, your military tactics thing isn't going to help you with this one. So yeah, just 2 days.
I remember the stick trap.
Okay. As you're moving forward, all you really see is you see like a puma and a lot of wildlife. You interact with a large amount of mosquitoes in one particular place in a swampy spot. You can see snakes and spiders and all kinds of critters, Amazonian critters on the way there. You get to the roots of the tree, the two trees that have fallen over. This one, your military background is going to help. So give me an advantage with this one. This is pretty obvious.
Yeah, and you get advantage to avoid detection and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So
once you're close enough to these two trees have been made to fall. They didn't fall by accident.
Yeah,
but that's all you figure out from this in that couple seconds as you head along.
Yeah, that's pretty
ahead of you. You can see the tops of the trees. They're like literally 100 meters away. These are Amazonian rainforest trees, right? So the very distance, the canopy has smashed through a fence. And beyond that, you can finally now see this compound ahead of you.
Oh, cute.
You're
We
still way
use this-
further away than you are on that map right now, but yeah. That green semicircle on the map is the canopy that came crashing through the fence.
Cool. I'm gonna use the tree to crawl over the fence. That's a
Puma in
big.
South Africa.
That's
Or
a
in South
big
America.
cat.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yes,
cat.
yes, they're actually from there. So yeah, you actually follow the trunks of the trees towards the
Yeah.
fence. Okay. As you do so, you see inside the compound the mansion and the greenhouse and this hangar and the workshop and all of that stuff. You've seen you were given a map on the way here, so you know what these buildings are. What you also see is a bunch of staff, like house staff, standing around in this area. And this door is closed. You can see the airplane here, the helicopter here, with a mechanic working on it.
All right.
The staff is all sort of looking at the tree, like trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna like get low.
Yeah. So you sort of settle in and do a bit of looking.
Yeah.
Okay, give me that advantage roll again, as you're hiding / looking for other people who are hiding.
Really? I start
Again?
using my
Holy
own
cow.
dice.
Jeez.
Well, okay.
Eaten.
This is
10 in a
perfect.
row, Moose.
You sort of hunker down and wait to see what happens. I'm assuming like this is one of those.
Yeah.
This isn't a nothing's happening, I'll just walk in moment. This is more of a nothing's happening, I'll wait to see what's going on moment.
I will spend hours sitting here if I have to.
Yep, exactly. There's snakes crawling across you and spiders crawling over you. And sorry, chat, I probably should have content warned all that, but it's too late now. But yeah, you are having the full jungle experience. Meanwhile, in a tunnel underground, after bombing a shrine so that it blows out in the southward direction off the bottom of the map, the two of you start to make your way back to the car stable. Yep.
Important point there. We haven't actually set off the bomb yet.
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
I was
It
just-
is set to
yeah,
go off. As I
Everything is all
remember it.
set
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
We're getting 2 birds with 1 stone here, possibly 3 or 4 birds. Just
Yes.
a whole lot of birds.
Many
All I can hear
birds.
is birds.
Getting 2 birds stoned at once.
Yeah. SPCA is going to be all over you. This channel does not support the opinions of some of the characters in the games.
Don't tell people.
Sorry,
I was-
go ahead. Please tell me what you're doing, Jet.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we're gonna obviously get out, peek,
Yeah.
make sure that there's nobody waiting on the other side of the door.
Yep.
And then Jet's gonna unlimber his heavy pistol.
Yep.
And we're holding off on old Zappy because don't want to accidentally kill, the gardener or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're heading back to the stable then, under the underground tunnel and back up into the car stable?
Yeah, that's the only way we can get out.
Yeah, that's where
You said there were absolutely no ways
no
out
ways out,
from
yeah.
the shrine room. So
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure
Yep.
we had you in the right spot. So back into this room with the multi-million-dollar car collection. It's only 4 cars, all of which you also prime to explode, right? Or
Yep.
burn. Yep. Okay.
I explode and burn. Like
yeah. Oh,
you
well,
know.
yeah, you would. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Do we move the Ferrari? It was a Ferrari.
2, 3, 4.
wasn't it?
They're all made out of
Yeah,
plastic.
they're-
Fuck. Yeah.
I don't think we can get any of these cars out of here, and we can't take them with us. I imagine our
Well,
extraction
no,
doesn't.
but
Oh, you
yeah,
mean
it
like
doesn't
move it
matter,
back
it's all-
over to the? Yeah, let's
Because-
just in case
yeah.
we're gonna make it look like we were never here, at least as best we
Mhm.
can. Back everything, close the hatch.
Yep.
Back the car up.
The GT3 back on top of it. Yeah.
wipe the
Yep.
smudges off.
Yeah.
If it's going to die, it should at least die in dignity.
I want the two of you to give me. That's why I love this thing. How creative do you think your characters are? Give me 1 dice, 2 dice, or 3 dice to have an absolutely out of the blue idea, because I had one and I want to see. Kalina, hello. I promise not to ban you tonight. Uh,
6, 5, and 1.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
Jet is very creative.
Yes.
I got a 5.
Okay. You both, as you're pushing the 2023 Ferrari GT3, the 296 GT3 car, back over the door, you realize it's out of all of them, it's the lightest car, and that bloody great military helicopter outside might just lift it.
No,
Jet
seriously thinks about it, but then he's like, "There's-
I had to put it
no,
on the tray.
no, I appreciate the offer. I definitely do, but I
Yeah.
figure our extraction is going to be more than a helicopter, and still not enough room to actually take the car with us. Now we could
Right.
set it somewhere in the jungle and try and come back for it, but Jet doesn't care that much.
It's a 40-year-old GT.
He's got a travel bubble. He doesn't need. a
Yeah, exactly.
Ferrari.
It'd be like us finding a 1982 GT40 or something. But yeah, it's only priceless. It'll blow up
It's not
good.
priceless.
It blowed up good. It blowed up real good. There's an old reference, SCTV, for anybody who missed it.
I love this.
So the two of you peek out the door and see that house staff has moved out and they're looking at that tree still. Other than that, you can still see the mechanic working on the helicopter. Other than that, it seems quite still and quiet.
Oh, my next thought would be to try and get over to the workshop here,
Mhm.
try and work our way over to here so we can maybe, because Jet's heavy pistol isn't loaded with lethal rounds right now. It's
Okay.
loaded with sleepy time gel
Right.
capsules, effectively.
Yeah.
So we can put him down safely and get him out of the way. Then we can blow everybody up in the hangar.
The mechanic, you mean?
Mechanic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She.
She.
Yep.
I apologize.
It's all good.
It's on me.
I only know because I put the token out there. So,
I
yeah.
The only other way I could see it going is if we go here and try and make it to the greenhouse while everybody's distracted here, drop your goo capsules, and then try and get over to safely neutralize the mechanic, and then murder the mercenaries.
Yep.
What do you think,
You-
feedback?
Sounds good. I'm just all I need to do is get into the door because he pulls it out. It's actually like you know those spray
Okay,
bush
yeah.
spray things,
Bug
Yep.
spray,
kind of like
yeah.
that, but if it was like mid 21st century.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somewhere
And it's
between
like-
that and a cocking gun. Sort of-
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he's like, I just need to get into the door.
All right. Well,
Right.
then we're gonna. I think we'll go for the
Going
2 point
north.
to try and sneak up around to the greenhouse first.
Mhm.
All right. Go ahead and move yourselves 2 spaces at a time on this giant map. You creep out, and the lawn is massive. I mean, huge, big. This lawn, it's so big. Ahead of you, as you creep out the door, the workshop, the back of the mansion.
I guess we
You
can
can
look.
see, because it's so hot out here, the back of the mansion's probably not going to be a problem because you can see all the curtains are drawn. The workshop doesn't have any windows. The stable behind you, now that the door is closed, doesn't either. But I imagine the two of you are feeling pretty small as you start to make your way across this field.
Yeah,
Jet's feeling an intense desire to blow something else up, just
Yeah.
to not feel small
Mhm.
anymore.
Yep.
anything to get the eyes off of us.
The over where the mechanic's working on the helicopter, you hear a high pitched turbine noise. You look over and it's still the mechanic there, and they've still got their head inside, and they're looking at a readout. So this is supposed to be happening. It's like they're testing the starter. Like the helicopters, they do that boom before the blade engages.
Mhm.
That's being tested at this
Okay.
moment. So there is that racket in the distance as well. Some of the people you see start to move back towards the mansion, but they're not looking towards you. Go ahead and continue on. 2 more steps. You get to there, and the workshop door opens. Luckily, you're still slightly around the corner from that. Let me find my person here. And you hear...
Is that Pitbull? What is he doing there?
The door opens and this man steps out wearing a armored suit, and he's got the sunglasses with the built-in headphone thingy, and you hear him saying, "No, don't worry about the perimeter. I'm gonna get the idiots back in the house." and they start heading this way.
Well,
Keep
I think
this
for
moving.
now we kind of want them back in the house, so
Mhm.
Mhm.
I would say maybe we go here, cozy up, make sure we're really out of sight.
Actually, I'm gonna move into the same
Guys get
square
to
as Jet
there.
because
They start to make their way around the corner. They get to about
it's a
here and
5-meter square. I think we can,
Oh yeah, you guys can both fit.
Yeah.
we can scooch.
They get to there and start, come on, people, come on, and doing that, officious bastard routine and herding all the staff back into the house. They're going. I mean, nothing's happened for sort of 30 seconds to a minute. They're bored. And they start heading back towards the front of the house. The two of you give me another perceptive-y kind of a check. And I also need one now at this point from Moose as well.
Moose.
Moose.
See if Moose can roll a success at some point.
Nope, nothing. This time,
I'm-
Jet.
All right.
I'm sneaky, not perceptive.
That's like 3 no's. Like
Jet
nobody
is very
succeeded.
perspective.
Yeah, no.
Perceptive,
Smoley
but no.
hopes.
Then I'm gonna start rolling my actual dice.
Yeah, this sounds like a roll. I don't know. I thought I sacrificed a duck to roll 20, but apparently
Oh
not.
God.
Either way,
Right?
this
Starting
is
to
more
wonder.
fun this way. None of you see it. So perfect.
Well,
On
that's
the
a
next
little
one,
better.
this guy starts to actually gets around the front. You can still see him through the greenhouse because it's got that sort of foggy glass because it's all wet on the inside because it's got the condensation, right? But you can see the boss going around the corner and herding all the people back towards the house. Other than that, that pew winds down as that particular test finishes on the helicopter. You start to hear some more clattering. You can't tell what it is, but through the workshop. But they're starting their next test on the helicopter.
Yeah.
You also hear as one of the doors of the hangar starts to open. Without peeking around the corner, you couldn't tell which one. Moose, you see the people heading back towards the house, and this officious-looking prick herding them. But that's about it.
Yeah.
You can't see anything else through the trees.
I'm gonna start roadie running across the way. I guess I can get to about here.
Yep. So yeah, you're sort of halfway across the runway as we stop you mid move.
Okay.
Jet and feedback again.
Yep, Jet and feedback
Okay.
again.
All right.
Jet is actually going to get over here to the workshop door.
Yep.
He's going to reach into his bag of tricks. He's
Yep.
going to make sure the door is closed, and
It
he's going
is.
to slap on a huge wad of pretty much instant super mighty gorilla glue.
Okay.
Something he
Blow
can
the door shut.
whap,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nobody's coming out of that without high explosives or a lot
Right.
of solvent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then-
Feedback's
Yep.
coming up to the greenhouse. He's staying low.
Yep.
He's just like, okay.
You're really close. Give me an advantage roll feedback.
5.
F5. Okay. Somebody's moving inside the greenhouse. You can't tell what through the glass, but somebody's moving. We do not support
Real.
duck violence. They are virtual ducks. They are
Mm-hmm.
raised solely for the purpose of being sacrificed to the virtual gods. They have actually requested it.
They realized long ago
They like the
that
self-sacrificing
existence is
cows
pain.
at the restaurant at the end of the universe. Yeah.
Yeah. Information does not have feelings.
Well,
My gigapet died.
all right. Well, is feedback going to mention to Jet that you hear somebody, or is it? okay.
Yeah, you hear because we have throat mics,
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
and it's like there's someone in the greenhouse.
Do we
Moose.
know?
It's
Oh,
hard to
okay,
tell.
sorry. I'm sorry. Finish the conversation for sure.
Oh no, Jet was going to be like, do we know who it is? But I'm imagining not. Like, is it a
Just
guard
someone.
or something? Yeah.
Yeah, not sure if it's staff or not.
The two of you can tell that it's this door that's opening. It's still only about halfway open, but it's that southern door that's grinding out, doing the tunk, 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 being pulled up on a chain. Moose,
Moose.
Moose.
You can hear as you charge across towards the hangar. It looks like an old red barn. It's got the sort of that weird multi-step roof,
Yeah.
and you can see that it's kind of broken. The image is kind of broken by the aluminum doors, the sectional doors that raise up. You can hear one of them opening, but the one that you can see isn't. The one that's like 5 meters in front of you isn't opening. But the one at the other, there must be one at the other end of the building,
Yeah.
and it's opening. So what do you?
I'm gonna.
You can now also see
Yeah.
this dude who's gotten to there. He's actually looks like he's going to herd the people physically into the house.
That's perfect. I'm gonna run across the gap.
Yeah. You can see just the tail of the helicopter ahead of you as the mechanic is face down inside it working.
But we have no idea that Moose is there yet, do we?
You guys, no,
Nope.
you have not seen each other.
I think that was the perception test we were doing earlier.
Oh, okay.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy moves to there. He's actually going to go in the house, which will take him out of the situation. So that played out well for you guys. Yeah, Jet. Behind you, the workshop door, you hear dunk 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 dunk. Son of a bitch. Dunk 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 dunk. That prick. Dunk dunk dunk. If he doesn't stop fucking training us by locking the fucking door. Dunk 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 dunk. And then you hear him stop, and you hear lock picking tools start to be applied to the other side of the door. It's not going to work. It's full of glue. But apparently this guy, their boss, likes to lock them in places. So they are not yet alerted to what's going on.
Well,
Gonna break their way out.
we should probably deal with the greenhouse first. It seems like the mechanic is busy and whatever's going on with those doors might hopefully keep their attention.
Mhm.
But we definitely don't want to accidentally turn one of the staff to glue or goo. So Jet's gonna get up here, like try and peek in the door.
Yep. If you open the door and look, you don't have to make a roll. You see in fact, I'm going to move them because as you open the door and peek in, for a second it's like a weird mirror effect because as you slide past the door to look in, this face slides past the door and looks right at yours from this far away. Very old, ancient eyes with droopy gray eyebrows because they're wet and dripping. The foreheads even more than mine. It's so much so that there's like little rivers of the moisture from this place running down them and down over his nose and underneath this respirator mask that he's wearing. And he kind of looks up at you. And,
Is he an Alighieri?
no.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. Well then,
Sleepy time.
sleepy time.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah. Okay, give it a shot.
Forget to focus.
You focus in one shot or two shots?
Let's focus in one shot.
Four,
Well,
five,
actually, I
and
don't
six.
think I'm a heavy weapons expert. Do I get three? Do I get 3 dice for 2 shots, or is that?
You still get 3
dice.
shots. It's just if you focus, you hit on 4. You get 1 shot hitting at 4s, 5s, and 6s. And if you don't focus, you get 2 shots hitting at 5s and 6s.
We're gonna go 2 shots.
Okay.
My dice have betrayed me tonight, but I have faith that they're going to redeem
Faith in
themselves.
numbers. Faith in numbers.
Okay, so a 6, a 2, and a 1, almost
Okay.
a disaster
Yeah.
for the first one, and a 5, a 3, and a 3 for the other one.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are going away. New
Yeah.
dice.
So it just a poof, poof, and he just sort of sits down. He's got this look on his face like, oh, not again. Not like he gets knocked out a lot, but like he gets tired a lot. And he just rolls underneath this bench. And you can see that there's kind of a blanket and a pillow under there. And he's got just enough energy to pull his blanket over. He goes to sleep under his bench.
Oh, we're gonna have to drag his ass out from under the bench.
Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, this stuff won't melt him.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, we're good.
Okay.
So feedback gets in and he
Yep.
pulls this thing out
Mm-hmm.
and
The bug sprayer.
and you know how chemical assisted composting works?
Roughly, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you spray down you kind of spray it with like this this accelerant almost, and it kickstarts and like jump starts the decomposition process.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's him doing this.
Yeah, it's just it's just
And
turned
watching
into
it just sort of
mush.
like
Yeah,
melt into
rot.
mush.
Absolutely.
And
These are like one of a kind $1 million orchids. There's this whole expensive uh, hydroponic setup in here. I mean, there's a perfectly good jungle where they grow right there, but it's recreated in this
Yeah.
little room. And I saw,
Uh, Jet will try to stop feedback before he blasts every orchid,
yeah,
because he kind of wants to take one orchid with him.
okay.
It may not survive, but he's going to try.
Yep.
Just
Well,
kinda,
I like this because
Take your
the
pick.
this is slightly. I mean, this isn't even out of character. You guys know this. You were told by Harlequin. The original Shalhan, you should have left something and taken something, right? You were
Mhm.
supposed to take an orchid. So if you rot them all and take one, you still technically, even though Harlequin didn't tell you to play by the old rules, you still technically have.
Oh, we're
Well,
leaving plenty of things.
Yes,
we
yes,
are,
lots of
but
bodies, yeah.
lots of bodies. But this was just more of the Shalhan thing, and B, it seems like Harlequin would really enjoy having the only example of those prized orchids in their
Yes.
possession.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not so much that the wild orchids are prized because they're still, they're
Yeah.
wild orchids. It's just that this person's put all this work into this
This
group.
lineage. Yep.
Give me how well do you think you understand people and their passions? What I'm trying to figure out here is how good you would be at figuring out just from looking at the layout and which one's most important to them.
Jet, I would say 2 dice.
Okay.
He's got his passions. His are a little more logical, but
Yeah,
he understands, setting things
layout,
up
right?
to
It's
layout
in my
and
head. It was
display.
about where would you?
The
I would put
importance of
mine
obsession.
right
Yep.
there, right. That's where the big one would be.
5
In
and
the
a 5.
fancy box.
A 5. Okay.
Dirty crit.
You know it's there. You know it's like it's either this one or this one. There's two that are sort of vying for that prime spot.
Let's take them both.
Okay, so just snick, and you take
Well,
them
no.
and yeah.
No, not a snick. No, we're
Yes.
gonna just kind of grab it, wrap the root bulb.
Oh, roots and all. Oh
Roots and
my
all, root bulb.
goodness.
We're trying to keep it alive.
That's perfect. Yeah. Plus that. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, so you grab those and I'm assuming step back outside with
Yep,
them
step back outside
before he gets all misty on us here.
Yeah, he's like yoink.
Yeah.
Play Misty for me. The real
Funny
line.
story. That's the first song I learned how to play on piano. Not even kidding.
That's the real line from the movie, isn't it? It's not play it again, Sam. It's play Misty for me. Isn't that?
I think so. I think that's the first. Yeah, because it's a really popular jazz tune.
Yeah.
Anyways, before feedback is finished, he slips the gardener, just pops it into his collar pocket, or his shirt pocket. 5,000 credits.
Okay, so you just
Kind of a sorry for killing your plans.
right. Okay.
Nothing personal, kid.
And everything
Even though
just
he's 3
melts
times
around
my
him
age.
as you do it, kid. Yeah, he's at least 90.
Yeah, I know.
This little old man under the table. You pop the money, the untraceable chip in his pocket with $5
Feedback's like
on
2.
it. Yeah. And
This
you
iteration is like 2.
you step back outside. At this moment, Moose, you hear a lot of motion inside this hangar that you're sneaking down the side of. The door finishes opening. Ta-dum! Ahead of you. You can't see it yet, but you can hear it down at the end of the building. The mechanic stands up, looks inside the now open door, and goes, like, not like they're being shot, but just like, it's finished. They close the helicopter up and just backing away, like, none of my business.
Keep scooting along the wall, closing.
You get to there and you hear feet. Many, many feet.
Pitter patter of combat boots.
Yes. Oh, more than that. The zzz, boom, zzz, boom, zzz, boom, of slightly powered armor. And
Yeah.
you see just before they start to step out, you can't see that there's 6 of them in there. I just did this to make it easy for myself. You see a cold mist come out that door into the jungle. Where have you seen cold mist on soldiers before? I'm going to give anybody that can remember advantage on the first attack.
Oh, those the Russian jerks from that first.
Yeah,
like,
the
one of our
Russian
first
power is
missions.
the one that overheated.
Yep.
Yeah,
The guys from the main floor of the apartment building. You
Yeah.
guys went into the publishing house. Okay, I'll give it to you. So, yes,
I don't remember
these
their name. Was
are
like
the
them Russian
fallen.
jerks.
These are the fallen stars.
That's what it was.
They are the mercenaries known for being absolutely mental.
I was thinking more along the lines of Universal Soldier, but
Kind of, but not particularly well built. Like this cooling system is the problem, right? They start
A little bit
pouring.
closer to
2 of them
Fallout.
make it out the door, but you can hear them coming behind. And those 2, who do they? No. They burst out and just sort of. You can see they're carrying heavy machine guns. I say machine guns. They're like heavy, almost like a bolter. They're magnetic pulse magnetic pulse generator weapons. They shoot metal slugs. They don't use explosives to do it. They
Coil
use
guns.
magnetic.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But these are they're essentially a heavy machine gun, but their powered armor allows them to carry it. But they come out and sort of you can see it's kind of a weird shot especially from where you guys are, because you can see the 2 of them, but then behind them there's this military helicopter. Behind that a runway, behind that an electrified fence, but then just this endless wall of green forest behind it. We're technically, even though they can't see you, we are in combat. So I'm going to let you guys go first, and then they go. So that initiative makes no sense in this, or they don't see you. So
I think feedback should go last. Makes the most sense because he's in the greenhouse.
you're inside,
Yeah,
okay.
out of
And
the-
then we're
out
going
of
to
the
use
3 of
this
us.
as just of our running. So
Yeah.
Moose or Jet, who do you think would go first?
Probably Moose, because Jet is finishing up packing up the orchids.
So yeah, you kind of
Like, he
step
sees
out
them,
and
but
you
he's
look
like-
across and you see them come out, and you're just like, I'm a tree planter. I'm a tree planter.
I
Trees
am
went by. Yeah.
I am a bush.
Yes.
Do your
Oh.
best wild locust impression.
Thank you to my friends from Winnipeg. They went and did a summer of being tree planters, and it was that song that they butchered was famous that summer. So they walked around all summer singing that while they planted trees. Miserable job, really hard on your back. But never mind.
Oh, terrible on your back.
Yeah, been there,
Good
done
money,
that.
though.
The Moose, capital T, capital M. It's combat time. They have no idea
It's
you're
your
here.
favorite time of day.
Your new prosthetic arm hums in prospect. You have weapons galore. You have weapons you don't even know you have. Like this was a combat trip, so I'm assuming you got grenades and every other damn thing.
Yeah, I'm decked. I'm just looking through my
It's just like, hold on.
through my stuff here.
Yeah.
All right. There we
Yeah.
go.
Who made C cells? Who makes an arm with C cell batteries?
Not even worse, D's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's- oh.
I
Jesus.
am
Where am I gonna
going
find a
to.
9-volt to run the remote?
I'm gonna get. I'm keeping my back to the wall.
Oh yeah.
Gonna
Just
peek
step right up
around.
there. There's 2 of them just like hut, 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 hut. And you can hear at least 2 or 3 more of them inside the building. They're like, "Why did you stop? Come on, come on, come on!" But there's
Fucking
like,
jarheads.
yeah, they're just waiting to roll. But they've seen nothing. You get to their advantage on anything you want to do next because they haven't got a clue.
Yeah, I am going to chuck a high explosive grenade around the corner.
Okay. By around the corner, do you mean inside?
I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna try to like. I want to try to
Think
get it
where you
like,
want it to
land,
land.
maybe
Yeah,
like
okay, so,
somewhere
right in the
around
middle
there.
of the 6.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you knew there's at least 2 in there, so just inside the door. Okay. Yep. Give me, and what kind of a grenade? What was this?
High explosive.
High explode. Okay, so this is damage. All right.
Yeah.
Crack grenade.
Give me 3 dice. I said you had advantage.
You know what?
You were
Fuck
rolling
this
real dice.
fucking-
That's nuts. Like, look at this is nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
He has not gotten
There's
a
no-
single 5 or 6.
1, 2,
No.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dice since the last success in roll 20.
That's more like it. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah.
2, 6 or
It goes
5s.
inside and it's
Oh.
just yeah. Hang on, I gotta make some hit point bars here. I love pen and paper. I'm immediate. So yeah, there's a inside. Like I said, this looks like a barn. The fake red shake on the roof and on the outside, and there's bits and pieces of them blowing off, and you're getting kind of showered by fake cedar shakes. From inside, you hear the hissing and steaming of broken valves and overheating equipment and swearing in Russian. Yeah,
Black.
at least 4 of them were injured by that from their voices that you can hear. That's one action. What do you? Oh no, you also moved. So that's
Yeah.
okay. Them. Well, they know somebody's there. Did they figure out it? I mean, they could technically still not get it. So, no, there's one success. Who do they see? 1 to 3, 4 to 6. Yeah, it's Moose. One of the ones that's outside, the blast goes off behind him. It kind of spins him around, and he looks at you and says something. You don't. I'm assuming you don't speak Russian. Your character. Probably not.
No, I
Well,
don't have it on
enough
here.
to know. You've heard this one in the bar from Russian soldiers. This is a bad one. This one said things about you, about your parental lineage.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
is what
Yeah. He's probably fluent in like 12
and
to
swear.
13 different different forms of fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The military speak. Everybody knows how to cuss in everybody else's language. It's the first stuff
Exactly.
you learn, right?
Oh yeah.
But he spins around. He's up close with you, but he's got this heavy machine gun, so he's having trouble bringing it to bear. So I'm only going to give him 2 dice. It gets away from him. The damage that you did to one of the pistons under his arm, it kind of rides up, and it's just sort of, you can see it stitching past you. In the back behind you, you can hear the forest just freaking out. Nothing was hit, but the forest just got ripped with machine gun fire. So as the creatures all scatter and leave the area.
Birds.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
that's gonna proc my opportunist.
You hear them going, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Yeah, as they fly away. Yeah.
It's gonna
Yep.
proc my opportunist if an enemy within range fails to hit with an
Yep.
attack against me.
Yep.
I may immediately make an attack with disadvantage against that.
Yes, you can. So roll 1 dice, shooting him or punching him with your new magical arm.
Oh, I'm going straight for
You're
the
right here.
punch of the
So, yeah.
forehead.
Just you throw the punch, and it's like watching your
Yeah.
own self in slow mo, except the reverse, right? You look at it, it's like throw the, it's already there. Holy shit!
Yeah. Dude, it's a 5.
That's enough. That's a hit. You get 2 of them. Oh no, because this is the opportunity attack, so you get 1 attack.
Yeah.
So just biff, and it's only a 5, so only 1 point of damage. I see what you're getting at. So yeah, he
Wow.
shoots. Bah, 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 bah. He comes back down. You see the steam coming out from under his arm, and you just, where do you hit him?
Square in the mouth.
Just right in the face, and just you see the whole bottom of the mask / breathing apparatus come off, and all the cold air starts to rush up from inside his suit. You can see why they wear the masks now. It's not to breathe; it's to keep the vapor from freezing their faces. So you see his couple little days growth of beard and his lips starting to freeze up as the cold starts to creep up his face. He's still fighting on, like he's Russian. The
Oh,
cold
yeah.
doesn't affect him, but yeah.
Oh, it's like some warm spring breeze.
It will.
It will in a minute, but yes. Jet, what are you doing?
Jet is going to look behind him and
Yeah.
they go feedback. Keep an eye out for the boss man behind us. Don't let us get flanked. And he's going to go here. He's going to go here. And old Zappy is finally going to get his time to shine.
Oh, it's been
This
ages.
is-
Walk us through this.
Yep,
I want this hero walk across the immaculate lawn
Yep.
in the middle of the Amazon forest, accompanied by baboons and screeching pumas in the background.
And
Give
explosions.
us the speech. Give us the
Oh,
walk. Yeah.
Jet is just strolling. You know, he holsters the heavy pistol, unlimbers old Zappy. You hear this dull sort of whine and hum as it comes online.
Yes.
Zappy 2000 online. He can disable that, but sometimes you just gotta let the gun talk.
Yeah. And you
The
kind of
barrel.
it's I just gonna interrupt for a split second because that's in the ad, and every merc ever has seen that ad, right? It's like the classic ad. So you hear the helmets just as the two of them outside snap around at the sound of that.
Well, one of them snapped around because Moose punched the living.
Well, yeah, the
Jesus
other
out
one
of his
snapped
face,
around because he
but-
got his face punched off. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
You know, there's a just sort of weird distortion of air around the barrel, and then it just really condensed. Starts as the size of a fist, it expands out to a little bigger than a bowling ball by the time it lands. Compressed plasma.
Just, yep, I love it. Fire away.
And he is a heavy weapons expert.
Oh,
Let
nice.
us. Yeah, we're just rolling the 2 shots. Well, no, I moved, so I can't shoot twice. Never
No,
mind. So
that's
just
right,
one good
yep.
shot.
One good shot.
6, 6, and 1.
That's
a
a crit.
crit. You yeah.
You're
You said
exiled.
he's right there. He's right in front of you, and he's turned to look. You said the fist. It's been so long since you fired it. It's like it was a little bit bunged up, and it double unloaded. It's like the ships of the line. They sometimes, if they knew they were going to be in close combat, they double load cannonballs. This kind of by accident did that. So it's instead of boom, it's boom, boom. And you see these 2 distortions passing through the air. The first one, where does the first one hit? And then where does the second one hit?
We're going straight center mass for the
Oh.
first one, and maybe
Okay.
the kickback that he wasn't expecting from the other one goes at about head height, head neck.
Perfect. So yeah,
Jeez.
Just
it hits the front and just sort of splatters across the front of it, and you see all the electronics just and it just explodes. There's little hydraulic hoses spraying hot oil everywhere. There's little Freon hoses spraying ice everywhere. They're getting mixing each other. Don't cross the stream. Antimatter form. No. But yeah, that's in the face. So that's all bursting up in his face. And then the second shot hits him sort of in here and peels off that mask, taking away his protection as well. So now 2 of them are unmasked. The 2 sort of at the front, outside the region. So feedback.
Okay, can I ready an action?
What's the plan?
Basically, it was to go here, and then if Peter North over here decides to come our
Oh,
way,
I see
was
what you mean.
gonna
Yep. Yep. Absolutely, you can.
spray
Yeah.
him with lead.
Sort of. That's actually technically you can. It's not called Overwatch in this game, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
You get 1 die at anybody that enters your field of view.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
suppressive
suppressing fire.
Suppressive fire,
Yeah.
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 Because there's no such there's no
Yeah.
there's technically no Overwatch. So yeah. Let's
Yeah.
let's use a rule. Let's do that.
You see him go from a single shot to bullets, and then there's a third one that says more bullets.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a mass spray. Perfect. So that's what you're gonna do. And that is perfect because it is now their turn. We're gonna do this in reverse order because yes, the security guard backs out the door, and he's given him the fingers wagging, right? He's saying, and you stay in there until you can see him.
I missed.
What did you hit? What did you get?
I got 2.
A 2. Okay. And it goes right past here, hits the door and blows like a hole this big in the door. And he kind of, without even stopping, he keeps waving his finger. He just walks right back in. On second thought, and he just walks back in and the door closes behind him.
Turns
trying
out
to
it's
maintain
just-
he's trying to get out of the firefight, but he's also trying to maintain his cool and with the people inside.
Yeah, I thought he was like, mercenary leader, but he's just a really heavily armored butler. I
Yeah,
think
he's the head of house basically.
Yeah.
I've been trying to fucking blow lead into friggin' Alfred this whole time.
Possibly a good thing
no,
you missed.
no, he's security. I mean, he
Okay.
is a legit target. He will try and kill you if he can see you. But he
Yeah,
also
so it's
realizes,
just-
yeah, I mean, he's security, and he's heard grenades and zappies and all kinds of things going off. So,
This is
Yeah.
a security
and
guard.
then
more
you just
interested in
missed
the
blowing
health
his face off.
benefits.
So he's going to be back. Don't fear not.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got to go settle. He's got to go find a place. To be
Mhm.
honest, he's inside a bunker now. It might be difficult getting him
Yeah.
out of there if you choose to. But
Well, we were
with
told
that,
not to
blam, you
hurt
let go.
any
You
of
let the shot go.
normals. So as
Yeah.
long as it's just him, I
Yeah.
don't care.
Well, he gets to be the one that
Guys,
explains how he
Find
survived
this spread.
unscathed.
Yes.
I survived because those guys get paid to get shot. I get paid to keep you safe. Are
Yeah.
you safe? Yes. Then I did my job.
All right. They're all 6 of them out of the hangar now. These I should put markers on them here. The ones with the red dot are injured. That's the 2 that were right at the door. And those are the ones that are badly injured. These 2 over here, I'm going to use yellow dots because they were slightly injured. There. The last 2 that came out were untouched by any of the explosions. But it is time. It is time to unload. The 2 red dots are firing at Moose. Wow. Moose, you're yeah, 223 is my first roll. Second guy, 235, so that's 1 hit. There's just a hail of gunfire that just tears past you, peels almost all the siding off the barn, rips up bits of the tarmac, rips up bits of the grass around your feet, and just as you're starting to go, one of them hits you in the calf. So 1 point of damage.
Fucking Charlie horse.
Yeah, basically Charlie horsed by a bullet. The 2 slightly wounded ones are going to aim at Jet. 1 hit. So there's again this hail of fire. Yeah, they only hit once each. So it's just bah, 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 bah. You can hear it going past. You can hear bits of the actually from where they are. No, they haven't hit the greenhouse. But yeah, you can hear it ripping into the greenery behind you. And then it's pop, pop, 2 shots, 1 in sort of each side of the rib cage. So 2 points of damage.
Oh.
The last 2, 1 reaches around and tries to grab Moose. He grabs you with both hands. He hasn't managed to throw you, but he's got a grip on you. That's his first attack. The second one, he's going to try and throw you to the ground. So give me a strength thing. So 3 dice. He's physically going to try and throw you on the ground. No successes. No successes. So the 2 of you are sort of locked in.
Stop rolling.
Stop rolling and roll
Yeah,
20.
the
That's
first
even
roll
more.
dice.
That's even more. That's amazing. I'm going to count that after. That's
Fuck.
fucking, yeah. Dear Roll 20, please explain.
Yeah.
I pay
I don't
$5
know what
a
I
month
did to
for
anger
a
you.
random number generator.
That only seems one.
unless they're about to start rolling 18s on D6s, this is not going to be distributed. Okay, so yeah, you are kind of locked in this tussle with this guy that's closest to you. The other one, yeah, sees past the hail of fire past Jets. This one is actually going to shoot at Feedback. So Feedback, you step out of the greenhouse just in time for it to start shattering behind you. Just all the glass breaking down. You drop down. The bullets actually don't hurt you, but a big chunk of glass falls out and kind of runs down your back, ripping a big gash. 1 point of damage.
Sorry, was that at me?
Yeah,
Yes.
feedback.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the wife was talking.
It's all good. We all know when
Okay.
when listening is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Leaving that where it is. Moose, what are you doing?
got to create my penis.
that edited at a place where it sounded like she said, I am about to create my penis. So yeah.
Chelsea, that was hot, by the way. That was hot mic'd.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's the funniest thing that
I'm
happened all night.
sorry.
Please give us a polygon hide tool, a circular reveal tool, and a circular hide
my
tool. Oh,
God.
yes, please.
That's what happened.
Yes, I can draw circles, but I can't do anything with them that's useful. Yes.
So, Moose.
Moose.
All right, so I'm engaged hand to hand with this dude.
Yep.
All
This
right,
uninjured dude. He's really keen. He looks like he's young and very much urged to impress.
All right, awesome.
Yes,
So I'm just
love
like,
hearts her so much. Tell that to, yeah, and exquisite.
so I'm
Listen,
all
Harley.
like, wrapped up with
Really
them.
gloriosa.
I'm going to try to get
Oh.
my new
yeah.
arm free.
He's made a terrible
Should've seen
mistake.
it when everybody found out
I had to just
on stream that
The double,
got-
2 shots? You got 2 attacks. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Double whammies. Tell me about the 6s if you roll them. So roll real dice. 3 dice.
yeah. Oh shit! One just went wild on me.
Okay, you're just cursed with dice in general. Yours won't even stay on the table in the real world.
Well, the 2 that stayed on were 6 and a 4. So let's
Okay,
see.
so that's a good start.
2 6s.
2 6s. Wow. Okay. Yep, we said 2 damage for each one. So yeah, this guy's grappling and it's like, I got you, and you just sort of,
No, I've got you.
and it's just, it doesn't come off, but you catch him on the chin because this is, this guy still got his mask on. You catch him here and it just folds back and the fist just keeps going, like the head just goes all the way back and he's gone. He is unconscious asleep. You sort of use that momentum to slide forward. I'm just going to put an X on this guy. You just use that to carry you that last step.
Like a
And-
rocket punch.
And
Yeah,
and just
rocket
keep it
punch.
going and just keep stepping into it. So it's like the first one just extends into the second shot. That's also a 6 and hits that guy for 2 points, leaving him like you hit him in the back of the head for 2, right? It's just- he's still standing and the gun's kind of doing this in the rough direction of where Jet is. But he is all but down as well. That's not still your dice luck made up for the night, but it's a good start on getting you back. We're in the right direction. Jet, what are you doing? There's still a ton of them facing you.
They shot me.
They shot you.
I am
Right
really
in the hurty
displeased
bits.
about this.
Yes.
Like, just super unhappy about that. So, Jet's can hit a little switch on the side of old Zappy,
Yep.
and there's a little
Oh, yep.
flamethrower mode engaged. I suppose plasma thrower would be the better.
Plasma thrower
Thing.
engaged. And
He's
then
gonna just try and
a voice you've never heard before, because it's been a very long time, says, I love this shit.
I don't know why anybody would ever disable this voice. And he's just gonna try and. I don't know how flamethrowers work in Tiny
Yeah,
Frontiers,
yeah.
but he wants to try and just
Oh,
hose
yeah.
these two.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Give us a roll. It's old Zappy. You are
These guys are
masterly.
fucked.
So yeah, 3 dice.
With a
You're
torrent
taking
of
1
unstable
point each,
plasma.
so you'd have to do. This would have to be an amazing number of 6s, but yeah.
It's probably not going to be an amazing number of 6s, but
Is old Zappy made by Zorg Industries?
it's kind of where I got the idea from.
Yeah.
But Zappy is a lot bigger, and that's a 6, a 5, and a 3.
All right.
There's a gun in Cyberpunk that literally has like Clippy.
Okay, I'm just making this up as we go along. That was for the first guy. Roll for the second guy.
Six, a 3, and a 1.
Okay, so that's 1. That's all 1 shot. So it's
Yep.
and it's just kind of this bigger version of the Fist of Infinite Doom comes out and smacks into them. They are both still very much standing, but you still have 1 shot remaining or 1 action remaining.
I'm seeing something like Godzilla's fire breath. Just blah.
Kind of.
So I'm seeing more of like that. So I heard it kind of from the guy whose thing it is. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's who gets to tell us what it looks like. Yes.
In my head, it's just a big wash of, just angry, crackling, roiling plasma. Not quite like fire, not quite
Yeah.
like a cloud, but somewhere in between the two.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's sort of it's almost like a field rather than a cone, like a clear cone. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it.
How
Yep.
do they look after that first shot?
Like they'd rather be somewhere else. Very, very much so. They're both still, and they're like utterly shocked. Like they've never faced anything like this. They might be hardcore mercenaries, but they're used to fighting like soldiers in fields with machine guns and artillery, not crazy people with plasma weapons who look like they had fun when they got shot.
All right, well then we're gonna hit us one more switch,
Oh.
and this one just yells, "I'm a fire in my laser!" Blah! And just a solid state beam straight at the guy right in front of, like right to the south of Jet, not the one closer to the helicopter.
Oh.
The one but right next to the workshop.
Okay, so this is one of the clean ones, one of the ones that's untouched. This guy.
No, this guy.
no,
This guy.
that
here.
guy.
Oh, no, it's the workshop. Okay.
Yeah, the workshop.
And this is a single beam, you said?
Yep, just one single beam. I love flamethrowers, but
Yeah.
it's a little overpowered to do it more than once. In my
I
head, all Zappy
appreciate
needs
that,
some
yeah.
time to recharge the
One of
flamethrower
my
cell.
unwritten TTRPG rules is never use the same trick twice. So
Yep.
I appreciate that very much.
And this one is just going. Let's go a little south, more in the belt and
Okay.
hip region.
Yep.
My gun has a fire selector. Old Zappy has like a fucking wheel.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's like one of
It's,
those
just-
old
it's like a
rotary
volume
wheels.
meter. It's just like a volume. Yeah. It's just
Yeah. I'm thinking, like the brush
It goes
steel
to
from,
11.
mid 70s
Yep.
Yeah.
radios.
If
Yeah.
it goes to 11, that means Jet is about to die and he's taking everyone with him.
Well, while you roll this, I'm going to. You reminded me of a friend I had many years ago who was convinced that you could tell the power. It was a joke, obviously, but you tell the power of somebody's stereo system by the size of the volume knob.
661.
661, 2 successes again. Wow. So yeah, it's sort
You
of
lasered his balls.
yeah.
into
Basically,
oblivion.
it's sort of in one hip and out the other. It's just sort you kind of walk it across like machine gun fire, but it is just a quick blast. It's just sort of, and yeah, it's upper body meet lower body from an angle you've never quite seen it from before. Yeah, that's the last of their points of hitness. So yeah, they are literally sliced in two. They have ceased to be. Just and the weird part is because it's plasma. There's no blood. There's no mess. There's just sort of the smell of burnt flesh.
Yeah, it cauterizes
Kind of
instantly.
cooked. Yeah, and there's two parts
Smells
body
like
sitting on the bottom.
pork.
And
Well,
you
it
see
would also
Oh.
smell more strongly of steel.
they're very. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
there's steam and smoke and hydraulic oil and everything. The last action, this thing, it's probably already dead, but it's just kind of the upper body's trying to hold the legs up as they start to fall towards the upper body, and they're crushed under their own legs.
I love the smell of burning Russian in the morning.
We should get that shirt printed in blue and yellow and send it to the Ukraine for free.
Okay.
Oops, that got political. That was Jet. Feedback.
Okay.
Dude's back inside the house. What are you doing?
Feedback's going to duck into the greenhouse.
Remains of the greenhouse. The glass got shot to shit. Yeah.
Yeah, what's left of the greenhouse. And he's gonna kind of hide under the gable or whatever
Yep.
the bottom. And he's going to take well, you know how in World War One they had rifle grenades?
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of the same deal, except from a submachine gun. So just poof.
Absolutely. Perfectly reasonable. Where are you putting it?
I am going to fire it at this guy,
Okay.
and it is an EMP grenade
Oh.
because that is what feedback brought with him.
Oh.
He did not bring explosives.
Oh. Okay.
So see what we get here.
So it's an effect, right? So yeah, roll to see where you. Yeah, if you miss, it's going to land somewhere else. But
5 and a 6.
5 and a 6, it lands exactly where you wanted it to go. Now they get a save. 1 dice. No. The other guy there. No. And Moose. Yep, you and the guy underneath you. I need 1 die save for your arm. 3 of them fail.
Don't roll on roll 20. Roll physical die.
I almost did. It's a 3.
A 3. Okay. So yeah, as you go to pull back that punch, the arm sort of, and just for one round, you can't use your magic arm, your cyber arm. You failed the test. You failed to save.
And
But their
the
stuff
way it
is screwed.
looks-
So yeah, these guys. There's an electronic system controlling the suits. I'm assuming that's what you were targeting. It stops. So like pressure starts screwing up. They start steaming. They start overheating. They start overcooling. That whole
And-
area now. I mean, it's 45 degrees Celsius and 230% humidity, and this is the jungle, right? So there's now almost this tornado of steam and smoke and ash and hydraulic mist floating
and that
above this
helicopter's
battlefield.
probably now fucked again.
What's that?
That helicopter's also now fucked again.
I don't know about fucked, but it's definitely all covered in juice.
Well, yeah. Well, covered in juice and the electronics.
Yes.
It's probably hardened.
Yeah, hardened.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
You're absolutely. I'm going to give
I'd have to.
Yeah.
I'd have to
no
throw
problem.
it in the cockpit.
I gave it.
Yeah.
I gave it advantage, and yeah, it absolutely saved. So yes. So with that, you see that the helicopter is still functional. You're also close enough now, Moose. You might even know this model. This model has an auto fly mod function. You do not have to be a helicopter pilot to fly this thing.
Sweet.
You can give it directions and get out of here. But
I
you're
can
not
fly
done fighting
anything once.
Everybody can fly everything once. So that was feedback. Now it's them. So there's only 1, 2, 4 of them left. Okay. The 2 that are double damaged, the 2 that got grenaded, those are both going to attack Moose. Nope. Oh, yeah. The one that's close to you kind of can't get the rifle around and all this mayhem. It fires all around you and into the barn. The second one just, yeah, they're Russian mercenaries. He kicks his friend in front of him, doesn't get him out of the way, and fires anyway. And it just bop, 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 bop. He hits his buddy once. So he's there. But then he hits you for 2 points. He critted. So it's just you see from behind. You see the guy ahead of you just and fall forward, revealing the line of shots continuing to come at you. And then you get hit twice in the guts.
Cursed Vatnik.
Yeah, he's had time. In the greenhouse, one of the shelves in the back against the house shatters, and what used to be a window on the end of the mansion starts to collapse in. The guy's coming through the wall at you, behind you.
It's gonna smell like a garbage dump in there. By the way,
he punches his way through.
Just
all
that
Jesus,
decomposing plants.
You hear thunk, thunk, thunk as a grenade lands behind you.
Oh balls!
I need a save.
And this is it's Mr. Box who's resolute. I'm just get the one.
You
die
are not
to
resolute. You get 1 die.
Oh, 5.
A 5. Okay. You managed to duck.
Come on, the old guy's under some tables safe.
No, here's the thing. Yep. You see, we're gonna do a difficult choice here. I know you succeeded, but you only just succeeded. You have a choice. You can get your ass behind a table and take no damage from this. But the old man is huddled underneath his little table in the corner. And if you don't do something, he failed his save. If you don't do something. So your choice is take
I'll
0
cover
damage
him
or
with my
take
body.
1 and save the old man.
I'll take the damage and I'll save the old man. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't give him 5,000 eddies for nothing.
No. You
I
slam
wanted
into
this
him.
guy to survive.
You slam into him and shove him through the glass, the broken glass behind him. He lands on the grass and just back rolls. And it's very fluid and just sort of starts to run dance across this the runway towards the
He
towards
woke
the
up?
trees. What's that?
So he woke up? God damn.
Yeah,
Old man's
well,
got some constitution.
when he got thrown through when he got thrown through this wall, but I'm giving him this. As he
Okay,
hit the
yeah.
ground, he was kind of shaken back to life, and then he just fraction rolled out the other side.
He's sleep running.
He's basically
Survival instinct is that strong.
Well, okay,
He's
give me
unconscious.
I was going to give you this roll anyway, but give me sure because I want you to get it. Give me 3 dice feedback.
Nope.
No, okay. I'm going to give you this much. There's something about the way he runs that reminds you of something. It's not a dance and it's not a fight. I'm not gonna give you the word, but he's trained in capoeira and he's just sort of kicked into the survival mode, and he's
And
essentially
all of a sudden you see
he's
some
fight dancing his
teenagers-
way to the forest. Once he's like I said, he's too. It's actually going to be the end of his next move. He gets past the fence and then just collapses in the trees and passes out again. But yeah,
But for that duration, some teenagers pop in and they got the boombox and
Yeah.
power on the way. Power on the
another
way.
one
If you
running
know him,
beside
he's
him,
strong.
trying to kick him, but making sure that they don't actually make contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yes,
The whole-
he's
Feedback's
heading
too
for the
busy
trees. Yeah.
Picking, shards of wood and glass out of his.
Yes.
everything.
Oh, yeah. He's hurt and bad. And in fact, he's probably the only reason he doesn't know that is because he's so wasted on the knockout pills or the
Yeah.
knockout shots. But he's headed for the trees. You feel the blast. The grenade hits you in the back, and you take 1 point of damage.
Ow.
Back to the top of the round. Moose.
Moose.
Okay, so I'm going to spin around on this guy here.
Yep.
I'm going to go for a kick to the knee.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And with my left hand, I'm going to pull my combat knife and go for his neck.
Okay. So 2 regular attacks. Both those would be proficient. So 2 dice.
Yeah.
Not masterful. 2 dice. Don't use roll 20.
Yeah, don't use roll 20. It's 5 and a 1.
Okay, so kick him in the knee. Ah! He goes down. That's actually the end of him. He is now out of the fight. That snaps the last cable, and you hear and the blast of cold air comes up. You see his throat shatter like a rose in nitrogen. He falls to the ground, steaming.
Ouch.
All right, well, then I'm going to spin and kick the guy behind me in the back.
I don't know why that one.
Or
makes me so
actually,
proud,
which-
but that was a visual
Which
that
way
I-
is he? Which way is this guy facing right now?
He's
Is he
facing away from you because he just got shot. He's
Yeah.
been in a rain of fire. So yeah.
Oh, I'm going to kick out the back of his knee then.
Okay, so just another regular attack. 2 dice.
Yeah,
Boop.
6 and a 3.
Just a
Alright,
drop
so that
kick.
one- You kick the back of his knee out, and he catches himself just before he falls and starts to turn you as he starts to turn towards you. But that's the end of his turn or your turn. Jet.
All right. Let's see if we can't do something else fun and amusing.
Yes.
Jet's going to step here.
Yep.
Assuming that doesn't get him any sort of attack of opportunity.
No, there's no such thing in this game. I'm just gonna move
Okay,
this guy
perfect.
out from underneath you. So,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
He's going to step right there, kicking the legs out of the way if he needs to. But he's going to turn the dial one more time.
Yep.
Repulsors online.
Oh.
And he's going to attempt to blast the guy just to the right of him into the
Yeah.
helicopter.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Just straight.
What? Just. This is such a brilliant idea. One brief moment. The mechanic standing off to the side sees you and hears it's a different hum. It's like whoa. They go, oh, and she jogs back to the helicopter and hits a button on the side, and you hear that, and the blades start to turn, and they just leave. They do this thing again, like, and I'm out. They start backing away.
All right.
Repulse. Yeet mode activate. Oh,
This is 3 fresh dice from the brick.
oh,
Come
oh,
on,
wow.
baby. Give me
Ooh,
luck.
Ooh. Imported luck.
6, 5, and 3.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh Jesus!
So-
I'm putting them away. I'm not even using
That
them
one.
again.
Wow. Yeah.
It's-
Okay. Oh, I said it just started. The repulsor starts to push them. They kind of they can't help themselves. They're shoved back, leaving heel prints across the grass. The blades just started, so the first one comes around and it's just sort of biff in the back of the head. You see the eyes go in different directions. They recover from that. They stand up. The second blade is going quite a bit faster when it gets here, and it just sort of, and that's just. There's a mist and a falling action, and they have ceased to be. So there's now only 2 of them left. This one is also gone. I think there's only 2 of them left. And also in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one right beside you, Moose, and then the one down by the runway. Jet, technically that was only 1 attack.
Do I have line of sight? Well, no, I think no.
Yep. From where
Yeah,
you
do I
are?
have line of sight on
Past
him?
the helicopter? Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna post up. He's going to turn the dial again.
Yeah.
You hear a clunk. This weird sort of metallic clunk. Railgun online. It's the only tungsten rod loaded into the
There's
weapon.
one-
Hums.
And you hear
There's another crackle of electricity around the barrel, and then
one gun.
Jet's very
added
lucky he's
onto
bracing
the
his
one
back
gun,
against-
One gun added on.
Yep.
And the fire goes. Yeah.
Crack. Pretty
Yep,
much.
you hear crack, and there was nothing but trees beyond this guy, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
'cause I don't think it's stopping with him.
No.
Someone
Five.
somewhere
Five,
is
okay.
about to have a very bad day.
Yeah. You fire. It goes just past the helicopter, hits this person, goes through them so fast that it's almost like it didn't register. They just sort of shimmer, and they're still standing there. And then yeah, behind them you see a tree trunk explode, and then one behind it sort of shimmer, and it looks like it's stuck in that second tree, and it just absorbs the last of the heat from that round. But 2 huge rainforest trees, just one exploded, and it now falls as a poof, and starts to fall towards you. In fact, we're going to put it in here a little bit. Kind of comes in. Oops, didn't work. Just, I'm not going to block the runway with it because that would be a dick move. But yeah, it just comes through that fence.
Yeah,
And
just like no,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
just-
no, no.
and then-
You know, many
Yes.
bad feelings.
yeah.
Thank you, Space Pope.
Daddy-o, Laddie-o, and the big spook, man.
Yeah.
Well, the only one I remember spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Yep.
So that's the only one I remember. Quick, somebody save me. Who's next? That was your second shot, Jet. So yes, feedback.
Feedback is going to fire at the guard guy.
Yep.
Forgetting that he still had the grenade mode on.
Right. Yep.
And so what ends up is because he switches it to more bullets.
Yes.
More bullets plus grenades equals smaller grenades.
Yes.
So
there's
what's
sort of-
coming out is like
Paintball.
paintball sized explosives.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Give us a roll. 3 days, because this is your toy.
Nope.
0
4 and a 1.
successes. Wow.
That's my first shot.
Okay. Yep.
So I get to have 2.
Wait.
Yeah.
I was just trying to remember if we had any orders about not fucking up the house.
As long as you don't kill the staff, you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 6.
Because you figured out exactly where I was going with this. Okay, so yeah, your first set, so they all go in that little window that he's in, and you realize you've shot live grenades into the house, the mansion itself. He kind of looks back and is like doing, nope, not staying in this room. He's very good at getting out of rooms that are about to be bad places, but there's only one place to go. So he sort of in reaction leaps through this door into the room that you're in, which is right into the line of fire of the second one. And it's just that and they start exploding on his chest. You did 2 successes?
Just the one.
Just 1 success. Okay. Yeah, so it when it goes off on his chest and he looks down and he starts clawing at his chest. The the fight's pretty much gone out of him. He's still alive, but he's no longer looking like he's interested in killing you.
Sorry, bro. We've got our orders.
Yeah. In fact, he turns around. No, because at that point, bam, 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 inside the house, massive fire goes off. In fact, he's standing by an open window. Nope. Indirectly, those ones that you fired into the house just like that room just explodes. Bits of shrapnel come out the window, and you've got that sort of slow motion moment where you realize what hits him and actually kills him isn't part of your grenades. It's like this piece of china, like a fancy vase or like something that was sitting in the room that was just shattered by this explosion. That's what actually drives into him and finally knocks him back into the ooze of the flowers. And he just starts to, I mean, I know he's not melting, but he starts to sink into that ooze. And he has also...
Feedback's just like blinking.
Yeah, he has ceased to function. This is suffice it to say.
Bullets.
Exit. Yeah.
Take the grenade off.
Yes.
I'm used to that level of carnage. That's more mooses.
It's like in my head, it's like the shower settings. It's like you turned it to the one and then brrr, that's not the one I wanted. And there it is. Yeah. Yeah. So he's down. There is technically still 2 of them left. Moose. They don't. These guys are just falling back. Like they're both beat up. They're looking around like there's nowhere to go, but they're just going into defensive posture. So I'm going to make any attacks against them at disadvantage, but that's all they're doing. So Moose.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get into it with the guy right
Right
next to
here.
me. Yeah.
So a regular roll because he's got this. He's giving you a disadvantage, but you've got advantage. I'm assuming you're using the arm.
Yeah.
Punch him?
Yeah. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cock my wrist up.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a vibro knife pops out of the wrist
That works.
into the hand,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go for the neck with that.
Give us 2 dice. Yeah. It's 3 minus 1 for the. I'm sure just breaking all the mechanics. I don't care.
It's a 5 and a 1.
5 and a 1. Okay, so you right into the throat. It comes. Yeah, he goes in and he kind of, and then you just sort of twist as you pull it out, and that's it. The cords, the things that got ripped this time were organic. The stuff that's coming out is red, not steam and hydraulic fluid, not red hydraulic fluid either. It's blood. And he just drops and starts doing that desperate, trying to close it thing.
Oh, and just for flavor, I kick him in the chest and knock him on his back.
He falls back and the fountain goes,
Sparta!
yeah.
Yeah.
And he hits the deck and starts to bleed out. The last one, just turns to run. He's going to try and get through the tree behind him.
Wait,
I'm
one
gonna-
last one. I thought they were all dead.
This
This
guy here.
guy's
one
the guy
down
in
here.
railguns.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to X him. So you're right. You're absolutely right. They are all deceased and ceased to be. With that, a silence sort of descends on the area.
Compound.
The mechanic looks at you and says, there will be reinforcements.
I'm gonna look at the mechanic. Goes this thing running?
It is now like yeah, they started it. It's already running.
How many people can fit in this helicopter?
It can hold 8 combat troops and 2 in the pilot, like the pilot and co-pilot
All right,
seats.
I'm jumping in the pilot seat and going. Let's get in.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Are
Jet
we
Yeah.
taking people?
In the far distance, you hear the thud of a helicopter approaching.
Oh, I'm gonna look at the mechanic like he coming.
You're technically already a traitor.
They look around and no, and she kind of takes the mechanic's rag out of her pocket and throws it in the grass and walks into the hangar, and you see them start to open foot lockers,
Oh.
and they're just taking all the shit from all the their money and gold and priceless
Yeah.
gems and jewels. They're just taking everything that the mercenaries own, and they look at you and say,
The plane
Okay,
in
if I take
corners.
the it's okay if I take the Cessna.
Go for it. Go for it. We're covered.
Yeah.
Jet's gonna pop in, and you got guys. I hear Fortunate Son coming towards us, so we got to get
Yeah.
out of here.
Oh, one more thing, and she goes, and you see a business card swirling towards you.
Shit.
Yep,
Nice.
you catch it, and it's a blank card on both sides. And she looks at you and says, "When you figure out how it works, call me."
Just stick that in my pocket. Like, I'm pretty sure I got it figured out already.
Okay, they threw 3. There you go. You got 1 each.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
You can all experiment on figuring out what this thing works.
I'm really quickly just gonna stuff a bunch of shit into one of the crates and bring it with me.
Yep.
Just guns.
All kinds of goodies. Yeah. Anybody else
Yeah.
grabbing anything before you leave?
Jet figures he's got the payout.
Yep.
Right here
Yeah.
in those orchids.
Yep.
There's
I
nothing
got
here
a
that would-
Pockets, they're fine. Yeah.
There's nothing here that would interest feedback.
I got a new fucking armory to build. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're just grabbing shit all up, everything. Yes. All kinds of goodies. Not to mention the ton of money you're going to make from this.
Yep. And then we got to go,
do
y'all.
You remember?
yeah.
Well, I'm not setting off those explosives until we're
Okay.
kind of out of range.
Making
I
sure.
remember
Just
to
making
set
sure you
it-
remembered the explosives. That's all I was dropping that in there.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I want to see from the air
Yes.
how that statue flies, given how we rigged it.
Absolutely.
So he's gonna be
So-
like, Moose.
You
Moose
guys.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, Moose, hang out for just a moment.
Yeah.
He hands feedback one of the. He doesn't know whether it sets
Yeah.
off the stables or the. It doesn't matter. One sets off
Yeah.
the stables. One sets off the shrine. He's like 3, 2, 1, bam.
As you lift off and the explosions start to happen behind you, you see first the stable goes off and it's just this kind of flat explosion, and then the whole roof lifts, and coming through the roof like these 4 cherry red sparklers come the burning meteors of these 4 hypercars. The roof sort of reaches a maximum height and starts to fall, and sparkling in the sun above the trees for just a moment, $7 billion worth of X car in the sun before they fall.
I'm recording all this, by the way.
Just as they
Yeah.
drop past into the shadows of the tree line, the shrine just lifts like a trap door. The whole thing goes like this and then out into the forest. The shrapnel, the bits of newspaper, the stands, the museum exhibits, because that's what they were, mannequins that had clothes on them flying about, and out of the middle of it all, like some kind of bizarre statement at the end of a Planet of the Apes movie, this huge golden statue of Harlequin sparking and flying explosively through against this beautiful green backdrop before plummeting into the trees, leaving who knows what for archaeologists to find in the future. As the ground slams back down on both of those explosions, you really have to look hard, but behind it there's a tiny little red plane. It goes and takes off through the cloud of debris and dust. Flies off in a completely different direction than the one you're going. You finish filming, Roostbar, you hit the go button, and this chopper just leans and going.
Just in case Jet's going to be hanging out by one of the doors with old Zappy.
Yep. You look out thank you, because you look out the window and in the far distance you see 3 helicopters converging towards you. We are right at the end here, but you're going to use old Zappy. I want each one of you to tell me how you're going to chase these helicopters off or what you're going to do about them. Yeah.
Feedback is in the ECM suite behind,
Okay.
right
Yeah.
behind Moose.
You would. Yep. There would be one.
And he's working the
try and hack
countermeasures
that?
and such.
Beautiful.
And yeah.
Okay.
Let's hack some smart rockets.
Yep. You betcha. And Moose, what are you doing?
I'm just cranking this thing to full and leaning
Okay.
right into it.
Do you have any piloting skills? Anything like that?
Not officially.
Not officially. Okay, I'm gonna give you.
I'm gonna say I've flowed one or two before. Nothing
Yeah.
quite like this. The
Yeah.
basic tenets are the same.
Jet.
I don't know what most of
Do
the buttons
not.
do.
No, this is out of character. Do not roll the roll 20 dice.
Yes, yeah. Roll whatever you
I
want
am
to roll.
not
Roll
dying to
20.
roll 20 in this.
I'm gonna give you 2 dice for this because these guys are both doing things they're really good at. So what I'm gonna say is you, without disengaging the autopilot, you kind of add to it. You know, like you can like a semi-automatic shifting in a video game. You could choose to shift or not to shift, as the case may be, and the game prevents you from doing anything that's too stupid. So I'm going to give you. I'm only going to give you 2 dice, but it's like you can't unless you roll 2 ones and accidentally disengage the autopilot. You're going to be fine. So I want you to give me that roll first. 2 dice.
4 and a 3.
A 4 and a 3. Okay, it's not great. You kind of, and most of the time the computer's just going nope, 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 nope. So you don't. But luckily for you, it manages to be fairly, it's fairly evasive by itself. Meanwhile, in the back seat, getting hurled around by this, trying to hack the ECM suite. You have not got time for a recon roll. This is one shot. You're an expert. Give me 3 dice.
All right, here we go. Oh, fuck. 4, 4, and a 1.
4, 4, and a 1. You do not succeed in getting in. In fact, you hit a couple buttons and the chair electrocutes. You take 1 point of damage.
Yeah, not having a good
Oh,
day.
shit. Ow, ow, ow. Jet.
Jet is going to reach into his bag, pop in a canister,
Yep.
a special canister, flick the dial,
Yeah.
plasma net online. He's gonna aim at the closest one.
Yep.
Gonna try and make sure he's got clearance, so not the ass end of the
Yep.
tail end of this
Don't
is
get
not
your own
caught.
helicopter in the loop. Yep.
We're gonna grab 3 fresh dice.
Yep.
We're gonna try and get that mojo
Break that
going.
block. Yep.
Hook in before you lean out.
Yeah.
I got strong grip.
Blam. And what did you get?
And 6, 5, and a 1.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
These dice
You-
are hard to read sometimes.
And
They're crimson with
Oh,
dark
okay.
gold piping.
Oh, yeah. Same values. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got ones that are they're kind of blotchy and they're red and green and blue. And
Yeah.
they got gold dots, and they're all and they're tiny.
I don't
They're
know if you
Shadowrun
can
dice, right? So
See
they're the
this one, but they've got
24s.
the swirls and such.
Oh,
so if you're
yeah.
a
Yeah.
shadow at all,
Yeah.
like I am, I've got to
No.
like
Those are
I've
young
got the
eyes.
same kind
Those
of
are
dice,
those are
but
dice for
they're,
somebody with younger eyes than me.
Yeah, I got the
but
same kind
yes.
of deal, but they're like almost Dark Angels colors. It's dark green and blue with gold pips.
Nice, yeah. And again,
so
hard to see. Oh,
what
looks
the
like blood.
canister
Yeah.
does, I mean, it does
Yep.
what it says on the label pretty
Mhm.
much, but fires the canister when it gets a certain distance. Different little sections of the front, just
Yeah.
little rockets, effectively,
And this
just
yeah, this,
holding the plasma net integrity
yeah,
long enough to julienne something.
like a plasma lens by the time it gets to it, because it's kind of
Yep.
concave by the time it gets to the first chopper. That first chopper just flies into it and just sort of gets wrapped up in it, and you can see it shake a couple times. It's losing physical and electrical momentum, and then the EMP pulse from that attack sort of hits as well, and it starts to drop. One of the other two, I gave the other two because they were coming in close formation. I gave them saves. One of them made it, so one of them veers off to the side. The other one runs right into the back of the wreckage of the first one. And when you let the trigger go and the screen disappears and that net disappears, the 2 of them just fall like dead weight from the sky. There is still one behind you. It fires off a burst from its cannon, and the cannon shot rakes across the side of your helicopter. The first 2 shots hit the side of the hull, ka-dunk, 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 3 shots because I made 3 sounds, along the side of the hull, bouncing off the armor. The 4th shot goes in this window, right past the 2 of you in the back seat, and right out the other window. And then the 5th one pings off the B pillar and off into space before you bank and drop into a valley. There is still one behind you. What are you doing? It's 8:05. You didn't kill them all in the first round. What are you doing?
Look, I tried.
You were the only one that
to go and give them
succeeded.
saving
So, yes.
throws.
So one more time. What are we doing?
I'm
Um,
going to try to take control of the chopper again and
Of-
swing it
Okay.
around.
Yep. Do that first. So give it this time. We're gonna do these in order. So give me 2 dice.
5 and a 1.
So this time you and bring it around so the weapons are actually to bear now.
This die needs to go away. It keeps rolling ones.
Okay. On the ECM suite, well, that's where you were before. You're in that seat. Feedback. What are you doing?
We're turned around now, so now I've got cannons I can use.
Yes, you do. Yep.
So
He's got you lined up.
how many dice do I get?
It's heavy. It's heavy range. So are
Heavy
you
range, so 2.
proficient? Okay.
Or no.
So do it.
No, I'm not proficient. So
Okay. One die. You just open up with this cannon. It's like a head mount thing. It's like the current ones where you look where you want to shoot, and it's kind of weird because you can't move your eyes. You have to move the helmet to aim, right?
I got a 1.
You got a 1. Wow.
Mm.
So brrr, and you shoot the bejesus out of a really nice waterfall as you guys go past and miss. You know, there are moments when you gotta be wondering, Jet, just who have you got yourself hooked up with? Who are these people? But
I mean, they keep things interesting.
they,
You gotta
it's
give it
certainly
that.
interesting.
I'm here to make you guys look good.
What do you do this last chopper?
Okay. Well, let's see. It's not necessarily intended to be a weapon, but Jet's going to click one more. We're not
Yeah.
quite to 11, but we're close.
Yep.
And you hear flare shower online.
Okay. Yep.
It's
Dazzle them.
Wow.
gonna-
Yeah.
dazzle the shit out of them. Who knows what'll happen? 5, 4, 3.
5, 4, 3. That's enough. You sort of just, and I'm seeing now because the helicopter's flying, so that standard sort of flare pattern, the
Yep.
twins coming out the side, the 2 rows. So it's just as you fly along. This helicopter starts weaving. The autopilot's trying to avoid them, and it's sort of weaving between them and between them and between them. And it pulls out, and it just skims the top of the trees. And when it's lifting up, looking like it's going to bring the guns to bear on you, the foliage below it explodes. And a snake the size of these trees that you've been dropping, the head comes up and dwarfs the helicopter as it moves above it. The body wraps around. It doesn't even bother constricting. It just sort of lays on the helicopter and back through the canopy like a breaching whale. The canopy shudders, and where you think there should be a hole, there's just sort of a dint.
We're gonna need a bigger helicopter.
Jack's like, I am never leaving the city. Never again.
I'm jamming on the power and getting some altitude right now.
Yeah, and you guys are gone.
Never leaving the city again.
Yeah.
Shortly
Just-
thereafter, you cross the Amazon, you cross the border out of Brasilia and out over the ocean.
Up in the
into
yellow.
Fuck,
Off
I
into
hate
the
the
distance.
jungle.
Yeah.
Behind you, a small trickle of smoke deep in the forest, the only evidence that you've been there. Well, that and 2 orchids and a hell of a story. We're going to leave you guys for this moment in the helicopter racing in over sort of the, what's that big bay between Florida
Gulf
and
of
Texas?
Mexico?
Yeah, the Gulf of Mexico. That's the one. Racing in back over that at low altitude below radar, sneaking back into the continentals, the continental landmass. That's where we're going to leave you for this week. But I never want to be the one that gets the last word anymore. So as you fly back, the lights go down inside the chopper. You know you're safe. You're out over international waters. Kind of look around at each other. Success in the grandest degree possible. All the bonus boxes are checked.
I think extra bonus. I think we just made bonus boxes. They didn't
You
even
did. You
think
added.
of.
Yeah, you added. Once again, you exceeded expectations. So with that, the 3 of you are sitting in this helicopter, sort of kicked back for a moment. Anything you want to say, or what are you thinking? Let's start with that. Jet. Yeah.
Jet's thinking, well, that could have gone a lot worse. Could have gone a little better. Could have gone a lot worse. Might have gotten a date out of it. Who knows? Then he's going to reach into his bag of tricks, and pop out 3 beers in little self-cooling, instant cooling koozies. Add one
Yep.
to each of his compadres. Pop the
Sounds like a
tab
victory beer.
and just go. I love the smell of plasma in the morning.
Feedback takes his beer and he first puts it against his head.
Yeah.
Just because he's half dead.
Yeah. You guys,
Like,
a couple of you
3
take
hit
some
points. He took
shots.
some. He took some hurt.
Yeah.
And he pulls out his little Rolodex of drugs.
Yeah.
And takes a yellow and a pink and he just puts them on his neck. And he's like, is there a med kit on this fucking thing? I think I'm missing a few ribs.
And there absolutely would be. This is a.
I kind of reached back and with my new arm, smack this little panel on the side.
Yeah.
And it pops open in the middle med kit.
The universal white box with red cross. Yeah.
Jet took some damage, but he's not half dead. So while drinking his beer, because he's not putting it down now that he's opened it, he's going to drink his beer and do his best to patch up. Patch up his buddies.
So I'm gonna say, so what have you guys been doing?
Ow.
A whole lot of demolitions.
Speaking of which, old Zappy is panting quietly
Yeah,
in the corner of the Harlequin.
Oh, sorry, guys, hold on. Vent heat.
Yep. Yeah.
And I just look at Jet and go, nice.
Just the mechanical equivalent of a long, heavy sigh.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Old Zappy's going to need an overhaul. Normally, Jet doesn't need to use that many tricks.
Buttons.
Yeah,
Buttons,
you went
but
all the
like,
way up to scale.
Good to see you, Moose. Glad to see you're mostly in one piece.
Yeah, we saw what happened to you on the news. Shit.
And Jason, and he's gonna be like, Jason's right here. He pull out the sphere. He got
Still
EMP'd.
charging.
He's being factory reset.
Yes, and still has. Yeah,
And
still is. Yeah, we didn't get to bring them back out.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Good 102 Celsius.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we will drop the curtain on this evening's adventure. Whoosh, as you scream in low over the ocean, heading back for not giant snake land. With that, some thank yous are in order. That was a big fight. It's been a long time coming. You guys, thank you for waiting for the big fight. This was kind of the big one. So thank you for that. I had a good time tonight. Got to beat some people up. It was good. Nobody died, so that's also good, but we came close, so that is excellent. That's what we're looking for. With that, thank yous all around. Thank you so much to Nana Bat Cow. Thank you. Thank you to Bison_Stonefist. And thank you to Roostbar needs more to their name so I could mock it more. But
the sleepy one.
With that, 2 more thank yous. Chat, thank you so much tonight. I know it's we do this a lot of nights and we can't expect you guys to watch every night, but we appreciate it every single time you show up. Thank you for delivering the ban hammer when and where necessary, and for unban hammering when and where necessary as well. I appreciate all of it. Thank you. Thank you also to the YouTube peeps in the future. Hit the bell. Forget hit the thumb. That's nice, but hit the bell, because my timing is terrible for posting stuff on YouTube. The only way you're going to stay caught up is if you hit that notification bell, so you know when I finally do it. With that, stay tuned. Wednesday through Sunday, games every night on this channel now. It still amazes me to say that, and more coming all the time. Pop over to our Discord. It's really the only way to keep track of what we're doing. It's the only way I can keep track of what we're doing, and I'm not sure I'm keeping track of all the things that we're doing. But that's a good place to keep started. Keep started? Oh, good thing I stopped when I did. The words aren't working anymore. But thank you to all the people. Thank you to everybody. And with that, the final, thank you. The final thing, until next time, even though that's only tomorrow, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.